Hey, what's up guys, Mixoplex here, back with another Remnant build video, what I call the God build. Now this build is amazing. Now we started testing nightmare builds to kind of just make sure that they're viable up to the highest level. When I do build videos, for the most part, they are viable up to a point. When I was my last build video, what I called the Lone Ranger build, was intended for us to, for those who can't find bandit set stuff like that. It's still viable now, maybe with a little bit more tweaking, a little bit more gear refinement. This is what this video is for. We have pretty much in a way have acquired our best in slot gear, and I wanted to kind of show you guys just what that means. So obviously we're going to stick with our submachine gun with Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark is a substantial part of this build, and we'll go into that in a little bit. Devastator is maxed out as of now. We have 96 damage on this bad boy. It's amazing. Voice of the Tempest, whatever. For those who are asking about melee weapons, do they make any difference? Not really. At Nightmare, it makes no sense for you to really put yourself in harm's way. I do have Spirit Engine right now. Or not Spirit Engine, but a Guardian Axe from the two bosses. And if anything we were going to use for a purpose, it was going to be this. Honestly, it's not that good. Yeah. I would go with the spear if you have one, just because like the range on it is nice. You can reach pretty far, and it's nice overall for destroying stuff. I mean, you don't have to get right up on stuff, so. What else do we have here? We have Gunslinger's Charm. You can get this in Act 1. I've seen maybe about 3 or 4 of these, and these do help. If not for the fire rate, for the reload speed, and it's just an overall good neck for range builds. Another option here, if you don't have this, would be Brutal Mark. This is easily obtainable. It's a pretty common item. I've ran into maybe this a couple dozen times at this point. We have Braided Thorns. This is a little bit harder to get also in Act 1. It is an event. We got this a few times yesterday, actually, live on stream, but increases crit chance by 15% for 6 seconds after slaying an enemy. Yes, that is really, really strong, especially for our build, and I'll describe why it's so strong. But that is a consistent thing you can use for melee, for range. This is almost as good as Devouring Loop. It's just, yeah. Then obviously we're going to be using Devouring Loop, even though they nerfed Catalyst. I'm trying to see right now. So we did a lot of testing recently with this. They've been patching the game recently, and with Catalyst and Devouring Loop, I feel like they may have nerfed this a little bit more than what they said. I tried having a conversation about this in Discord, and everyone said I was just tripping balls, but hey, I don't care. At this point, I've tested enough, and with the purpose of trying to see how much this procced. It procs quite a bit still. It doesn't proc as much. That's all I'm gonna say. It's very unreliable. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird item. It feels like it was more like a 15% instead of 20 now, but I might be wrong. I might just had a bad string of luck today. I don't know. We'll see. We'll test it out further and see if it's good, but obviously it's still gonna be an essential item of any range build. Hell, if actually not even melee would want to use this, but yeah. All in all, still a really good item. I wish they would make this a trait that we have to, do something for. Because right now, like, this is just a mandatory item that you have to use, unfortunately. All right, so now into the real bread and butter. Now, for those that watched our Lone Ranger build video, thank you very much for that. As of now, this is currently the best in slot gear, and Bandit set works perfectly with Devastator. The reason being is it has the freeloader armor set bonus, which has a chance to replace spent bullet on hit. Now, with 3 pieces, this gives you 35% and is dramatically overpowered. I mean, for this set is so strong. It's amazing. On boss fights, by the way, we will be including some footage in just a moment here of boss kills that are on Nightmare. People are gonna be like, well, that's on normal, that's on hard. No, this was live on stream. On Nightmare, so the footage you see in the background here is, this is Nightmare bosses. That's how strong this set can be, and with this setup and with this gear. But so what's so good about it is it has 35% chance to replenish on bullet on hit. Now, when Devastator shoots, it has not just 1 projectile; it has 5. You see this when you aim Devastator. You have 5 different circles, each of which can proc this set. Now, you're like, wow, that's really overpowered and that's really cool. I'm going to use this when I find it. Not only that, you need to keep this in mind. Now, this is what we found out on stream testing this stuff. Crit chance amplifies this proc. For some reason, crit amplifies it tremendously. So, with all the traits for crit chance, at baseline, we have 20%. With Braided Thorns, you add another 15, which totals at 35. And then we pop Hunter's Mark for an additional 15 as well. That gives us 50% chance to crit, which means if we pop Hunter's Mark and we say have a Braided Thorns running, or even without Braided Thorns, 35 to 50% proc chance on that times 5. I mean, it's ridiculous. We basically can just spam on boss fights, and it just melts them. It destroys them, and I love it. So, this is our current setup of gear. I'm not going to go too much into this. It's pretty much self-explanatory, but to really make this, you need to run Hunter's Mark. Again, submachine gun is just a preference. You can use a single-shot pistol if you want to. Any of the pistols are definitely viable. I just choose to use SMG for my current playstyle. Gunslinger's Charm is definitely good. Like I said, Brutal Mark is up there. You can use anything, really. It's really just kind of what you prefer. I just prefer the reload speed is 20% is pretty solid on top of the trait as well. So for traits, we have 404 trait points at the moment. We've been playing quite a bit, so at this point, we pretty much have every trait that we're looking for maxed out, with one exception. But we have Vigor, Endurance, Mother's Blessing, Quick Hands, Keeper's Blessing for the elemental resistance, Quick Hands for the reload speed, Exploiter for the weak spot damage, Executioner for the 20% crit, Catalyst for the 15% proc chance, Glutton for the 50% consumable speed, Recovery for the stamina and regen and delay. We have 20 into handling for gun spread and recoil, Scavenger for the scrap boost, because hey, honestly, this game revolves around scrap, believe it or not. Materials are a thing, but you can always buy more, and scrap is just essential. Mind's Eye for the range bonus damage of 25%, Barkskin for the 25% armor, Kingslayer for the 50% crit hit damage. We're currently working on Guardian's Blessing at the moment. We'll probably max that out next time we stream. Elder Knowledge for the XP bonus, Spirit for the mod powered generation, which is really, this right here is actually really good. Trigger Happy is a trait that you can obtain for maxing out a non-boss weapon. So I for example, maxed out my SMG, got this, put 20% or 20 points into it, so 20% for or 20% fire rate, pretty nice. Swiftness you can get from doing the bells. There's a few guides out there that'll help with this. This gives you 15% movement speed baseline, which is so good. I love it. But at this point, I mean, the only thing, we'll probably max out our Guardian's Blessing and then go into Triage. So Triage, if you're not aware, we did test this with our melee build yesterday while trying to do Nightmare Melee, which was something else. This does affect potions, in a way does make potions very good. Some people were saying it helps with other life per second items. Honestly, it's good for one thing, and that's potions. Outside of that, it's not really that good of a talent. If this affected lifesteal, perhaps, on armor, it'd be really good. But right now, Triage only affects health potions, which makes it kind of eh. So, but yeah, guys, so that is the God build video. Gear-wise, trait-wise, what you need to go for. Now, for another option you could use here, for a little bit of option, for a little build variety, if you wanted to, if Devastator doesn't work out for you, or you just have it right now, the Bandit, another set is a Slayer set. It's easily obtainable. You can just get this through, let's put this whole set on, actually. You can get this set by giving the Act 3 Guardian Orb to the Fairy Queen. Then you get this, and I believe you get a weapon as well. You get the Crossbow right here, which is kind of crappy. Honestly, I tested this out. It's not that good. You can give that to the Fairy Queen, and you get this full set. It's a good set, and it is definitely an option if you are just having horrible luck with Bandit. Again, it took me about a week to finally get the Bandit set after many resets and many runs. But it's definitely a viable alternative, and that's something I would definitely recommend. So there you guys have it. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some footage of the bosses now and kind of let you guys see it. Honestly, it's insane, this build video. I honestly could see them nerfing how this interacts with Devastator. But at the moment, Bandit set affects Devastator in a great way. It's fun. It's awesome. We're just destroying Nightmare right now with it. But again, Nightmare is hard, and there's still mechanics you have to do, so you do have to play the right way. I mean, you can still nuke bosses, but mechanics are mechanics, and you still kind of have to, you know, avoid them. So if you guys like this build video, let me know down in the comment section below. Again, I think this is probably our high-end gear outside of maxing certain set pieces out. We're still build testing, but if you guys would like to catch this live, you know, check us out on our YouTube live streams, man. We've been messing with melee. I might start doing summoner builds at Nightmare level, but we're trying to come up with different builds to have alternative playstyles outside of just using Devastator and all kinds of stuff. But we are going to be completing Nightmare with this current set, and just to see how overpowered it is. I haven't tested it on Nightmare yet, but it should be pretty good. So thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.